All right, court is calling 2025 CR 002-675 State versus Matthew Grist. Can I have the parties announced for the record?
Andrew Harrison, State.
Mick Aguilar on behalf of the Honorable Matthew Grist.
And are you Mr. Grist?
Yes.
You're charged with escape, I guess, from an institution, from a car. Oh, escaping from a patrol vehicle. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed. Oh. I'm assuming you all are in agreement to community supervision?
Yes, Judge.
All right, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison, if you all can check that off. And the state is recommending community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
All right, then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Judge, we put down no contest.
All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. State, you may be excused. All right. Are you waiving PSI?
If you would consider waiving PSI, yes, Judge. He's been in custody for 5 months.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I apologize. I missed the court here a couple of weeks ago. Otherwise, we would have cut the same deal a couple of weeks ago. And it was my fault. He spent an extra 2 weeks
Okay.
in custody while I set up a family matter. Today, he's urged, he has asked me to ask you to follow the plea bargain. He does have family activities coming up in the near future. His son's birthday is tomorrow. So if you would consider granting his application today with understanding that he would have to do the TAP evaluation and then follow any recommendations from there. And he apologizes for being in front of you today.
All right. So what were you thinking?
Um,
Because what are the chances? I don't even know if you realize. So you give the police a fake name that you think is clear of warrants. Then it turns out the person's name that you gave them actually has warrants. So they arrest you.
yeah.
And then you tell the officer, oh, let me give you my real name. I thought that name was a clean name. And then you yourself have warrants. And all of this began because he was riding on a bicycle on the sidewalk, which you're not allowed to do. And here's a little side note. When a sidewalk is provided and you are a pedestrian, you're supposed to walk on the sidewalk. Otherwise, you can get stopped for that too. But not only are you riding on your bicycle on the sidewalk, you're riding on your bicycle with an axe on your back, as though this is Game of Thrones or something.
It was a small hatchet and it was in my bag, actually.
Oh, no, he said it was sticking out readily available. He said he readily saw it. And then they place you in the vehicle handcuffed. You know, it's like this guy keeps saying, and then, because you can't believe, and then when they place you in the patrol car and they're running you, then you reach out, put the handcuffs in front of you, reach out, unlock the door, and then you take off running, only get 30 yards, and then you throw yourself on the ground.
Because the whole purpose of that was to get the police closer to where.
He was trying to get to a female friend that was being followed by strangers. They had communicated, and he was truly trying to get to this friend.
Why didn't he just tell the police, hey?
He did.
3 times.
He did.
3 times. Their chest cam should have had it clearly.
So what's your drug of choice? What have you been using?
Marijuana,
And what else?
meth on occasion, but marijuana is.
All right, why do people
Always.
always do the meth as the last thing? Everybody always starts with marijuana. And you know, when marijuana was real big, where people said that is definitely illegal, you know what people would say? I smoke cigarettes.
Mhm.
And then the marijuana would be the side thing. So other than marijuana and meth, what else?
That's it.
All right,
You want to test him today, Judge? I'm pretty positive he's going to be clean.
we don't know that for sure.
Well, that's true, but
Yeah, I will be.
you got a positive. Judge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'd definitely be clean.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty. How old are your children?
It'll be 10 to 1.
All right, you're going to miss the birthday because I've got to make sure that you have the tools you need to be successful. This is when's the last time you were employed?
I'm employed now,
Doing what?
landscaping and IHOP.
Okay. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We'll do a referral to felony drug court. Felony drug court will be able to see you this week. Out of custody, we'll do a TAP evaluation. Follow TAP recommendations. Referral to felony drug court will be in custody. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. And there's to be 80 sober meetings in 80 days. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You have a 10-year-old. You say you want to get to their birthday and you want to be in their life as a upstanding citizen, right? You're going to have to start
Yes,
making,
life period.
you're going to have to start making better choices. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 003142 State versus Julian Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced?
Angela Blake, attorney for Mr. Gonzalez.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're charged with theft of a firearm as a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take into consideration 2024 CC 735590. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, community service hours, no contact with Anthony Baker, John David Long, and Cash America Pond, the theft course and life skills course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, would ask the court to consider probating the fine. He did qualify for a court-appointed attorney. He also lives in Waco, which is McLennan County. We'd ask that a case be transferred to, for supervision purposes, to McLennan County. And I can spell it if the court needs.
Yes.
McLennan, McLennan County.
Okay. Anything you want to say?
No, Your Honor.
Why are you stealing? Why are you taking what doesn't belong to you?
I was drawn to the impression that, you know, the dude that I was looking for, he talked me into using my ID at the pawn shop.
No, it says that you all helped load up this truck.
Like I
So
said,
you were part of the moving and then you all, the person noticed that some of their items were missing. And then the owner of the truck had a GPS tracking and it tracked you all straight to the pawn shop. So again, why are you stealing?
this wasn't thinking, honest mistake that I made.
No, it wasn't a mistake. You knew that those items didn't belong to you. A mistake is you don't know that item belongs to you. Here's a perfect example of mistake. It's raining outside. It was cloudy today. I felt like there was rain in the air, but I really couldn't smell rain in the air. But let's say I know it's going to rain. So I bring my umbrella with me, right? People come in wet. I'm like, hey, I'm glad I brought my umbrella. Now, let's say I don't know it's going to rain. Didn't bring my umbrella. My mom didn't call me and said, "Hey, Stephanie, it's going to rain today." And I come to court and I'm sitting next to somebody and they brought their umbrella. And I'm like, it's raining. I didn't bring an umbrella and I take it. That's a choice I made. I made to take it. I know that's not my umbrella. But by the same token, if I bring my umbrella, and let's say my umbrella is black, and I sit next to somebody else and they brought that umbrella because they knew it was going to rain, and their umbrella is black. And I leave the courthouse, I'm so happy because I brought my umbrella. And when I open it up, I don't see my initials on the inside of my umbrella. And the reason why the initials not there is because I took the wrong black umbrella. That's a mistake. So you made a choice. You knew those items didn't belong to you. You chose to take those items and you chose to go to the pawn shop and immediately pawn them when this person is hiring people to come into their house, which takes a lot for somebody to trust somebody in to pack up their items. Sometimes it will be nice if, as a part of sentencing, people just get to go to your house and take whatever they want to take, blindfold you, take whatever they want to take, and then you come in and your items are missing. You would lose your mind if somebody came in and took your items. And then to top it off, you paid them. You paid them to come and move your items. Not only did you pay them, then they steal from you. And now you're trying to find items that may have been heirlooms or has some attachment to you for memories. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, not yet, but my wife is pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Have people bought you baby items? Do y'all have a baby bed yet?
But Your Honor,
All right, I'm sure somebody's gonna buy you a baby bed. They're gonna buy you Pampers. And let's say you find a better place to move and you all hire movers. And when you get to your new place, the baby bed is gone or some toys for your child, and they've driven off to the pawn shop. Wouldn't be a good feeling, right?
yes, sir.
So don't make excuses for doing wrong. Just admit that you did wrong and you're trying to be a better person.
Sorry, Your Honor.
All right, court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication, taking consideration 2024 CC 735590, $2,000 fine probated, transferred to Waco, Texas. They tell me it's McLennan County. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider or minors, or as a mover. So moving any type of property, he's not allowed to do it. He's not allowed to work for those pod people either. There's to be no contact with Anthony Baker, John David Long, Cash America Pond, Sonia Sandoval, Gina Patlan, Patlan, 200 hours of community service. Once 100 hours of once parenting is completed, the court will deem 100 hours satisfied. I'm going to ask for the theft course. Once that's completed, the remaining 100 hours will be satisfied. And there's going to be the life skills course. And if they do field visits in Waco, field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. Probation, is there anything else? Is there a drug issue with you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, good luck to you. Do better.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
Your Honor, is this for him or is this for you?
That's for you.
Okay,
And you may want to make sure that they give you the dismissal form.
I've got that already.
Okay.
I'm good down to 12 minutes.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're on the record. Court is calling 2025 CR 003-092 State versus Daniel Joseph Berlanga. Can I have parties announced?
Raymond Martinez from Mr. Berlanga.
All right, so first things first, where are we on discovery?
Not sure. Fairly new case, judge. I've only been on it for a little over a month.
Okay,
Um,
I'm not aware of him missing anything. To my knowledge, everything that is in the case is uploaded. If there is an issue, we will get it corrected.
All right, so then the second thing is the defense is here on a motion to modify bond restrictions. The defendant is currently on full GPS. State, are you prepared to proceed on this motion? All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
It's my client, Judge.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
That's right.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Daniel Joseph Berlanga.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Mr. Berlanga, prior to you being arrested on this case, were you employed?
Yes,
What were you doing?
FedEx delivery job,
Okay. How long had you been in that job?
on and off 2 years.
Okay. Was that your primary source of income?
Yes,
Okay. Who are you living with right now?
right now.
Okay.
Mother,
So I'm assuming based on your full house arrest, you have no income to contribute to the household.
no, sir, not at all.
Okay. And how long do you think your mother can continue to do that without your assistance?
I just feel sorry for, yeah, she can't do much longer. I'm too much, I'm too expensive to have around.
Okay. During the time that you were incarcerated, did you have any contact with the complainant?
No, not to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. And since you've been out on bond, have you had any violations of your bond conditions?
No, sir, not at all.
Okay. What are the prospects for work for now? If you were able to go look for a job?
I believe I might be able to get back into FedEx since I get to be,
They haven't fully released you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a contact over there that you can?
I have several.
Okay. And were you living by yourself before you got out of jail?
No, sir, I was against single mother.
Okay, but at the time that you were working, were you contributing to the household financially?
Yeah, that was paying for this.
Okay. How long have you, since the time you've been released from jail till now has been how long?
Almost 15 years.
No, but you.
No, I'm sorry, 1 month.
1 month, okay. I'll pass it with this judge.
All right, state.
No questions, Your Honor, just have, unless defense objects as under the rules, I would like to enter in the police report as stated exhibit 1 for Your Honor to consider in this bond motion.
Any objection?
Judge, I think for bond motions, the court's allowed to look at those kinds of things, so
Yes.
if the court's gonna use it for that purpose only, we are not objecting.
All right. All right, any other witnesses?
There you are.
All right, the court will hear argument.
Judge, we understand it's a serious case. My client understands that's why he's on a monitor. That's why we're not asking for it to be removed. But he has to be able to support himself. He has to be able to eat. He has to be able to pay utilities. He can't expect a family member who's not in as good a position to gain income as he is to support him. It defeats the purposes of our bond rights under the law and presumptions of innocence if you just go straight from the jail to your house and you're still for all practical purposes in jail. I know that we have many people charged with this offense all over the city, going to work, going to court, all that. He just wants to be one of those and not be confined to his home.
All right. State.
Other than the facts as alleged that you've already read, I'd just like to be honored to be aware of this defendant's criminal history. It's got charges ranging from juvenile offenses in 2000 or disruptive activities in public school, arson, resisting arrest, criminal mischief, misdemeanor assault family in 2006 that he was given a 90-day JSAP on. 2006 evading, it looks like it was concurrent for the 90-day JSAP. 2006 possession of marijuana. 30-day JSAP it looks like. 2007 possession of marijuana. 35-day JSAP. 2008 evading. Oh, I'm sorry, that was dismissed. 2010 assault second family. Defendant was sentenced to a term of 2 years in prison.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will deny the defense's motion, but the court will ask that the GPS fees are waived. And Ms. Ferguson, I need a 1-month reset for discovery. All right, we'll be back on, is June
Judge.
2nd good for you?
Yes, I'm available. But in light of his not being able to work, Judge, can we get expedited to a trial setting? We're ready tomorrow.
Well, I can't give you a trial tomorrow,
I know you
but
can, but
yeah.
to demonstrate my point is that I'm available as soon as the court is, and hopefully that's not several months from now.
Oh, no, no, no.
We don't
Let me,
need, we don't need a discovery or a plea deadline. We'll be ready to proceed
okay.
when you send us.
All right, just 1 second. All right, if you'll go with Ms. Ferguson and Norma, put them on the first available docket. That's with family violence. If you all go over to the side and discuss the date.
Okay, Judge. And I'm assuming if we don't get up for trial that day, we can revisit his GPS.
Oh, you're gonna get your trial. So on this case, Norma, can you call Luis?
Yes, I did. He's coming.
All right, so on this case, we're bringing out Mr. Howie. He's an inmate.
Okay.
And so I was trying to get the time frame from you all of what needed.
Judge, we are actually working with Mr. Martinez, I believe, on trying to come to a resolution on the case. Or the case is, and so I don't know that Mr. Martinez, if he has what's going on with that yet.
All right, they say he's on his way over.
Okay.
But
Great.
then, are you all agreeing to act as pro tem?
Yes, Judge, we've already signed all the motions, and then Mr. Kotler, Dorian Kotler will be the first chair. He's gotten his oath and statement in, and then he deputized me so that I could help. He's in trial today in another county.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Howie's here, Judge.
all right. Hello, Mr. Howie.
Hello, man. How you doing?
Hi, all right. So we're waiting for your attorney to come down, but
ma'am.
on Zoom, we have a representative from the Attorney General's office.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's going to be the attorney that's standing in for the district attorney's office.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we're just waiting for your attorney to come down to see what can be worked out.
Yeah, about the signature bond. I respect. the judge's-
No, here's the thing. That's between the attorney in the, your attorney and the Attorney General, whatever agreement they perhaps can reach. And all I do is review the agreement and make a decision on whether or not I'll follow whatever agreement that's been reached. So we're just waiting for your attorney to come in, but the Attorney General, I saw her in the waiting room this morning. So they tell me your attorney is walking over now. So we'll take that up first, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. very
All
much.
right, thank you. All right, they're telling me he's walking over and I'll take you up as soon as he pops in. And Norma, can you make sure a judge has signed off on the Attorney General's documents for them being appointed as pro tem? Because I don't see it in the file.
It should be done, Judge, because we got him. We can't file our paperwork without it.
All right, I'm hoping so. Sometimes, with Odyssey, sometimes paperwork gets lost somewhere in the cloud or in the system.
Yes, yep. No, we have very strict, my boss would not be happy if I had not checked.
Judge, did you want me to forward it to you or print it out?
If you can forward it to me, please. All right, Mr. Howie, you can come down. Hello, okay.
Okay, we're here on.
Here, Norma, if you can make sure that's reset.
The signature bond. Well, I'm asking for bond. Just, you don't have a bond right now. Then we can talk about it. So. You don't have a bond right now, so we can't even do the signature.
But I have a $20,000 bond.
On the sign, not on the MTL.
Oh.
So that's what I'm asking for. And then your mom and I will discuss bond. There. That's the only issue. we're talking about. Okay.
All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, the only issue before the court today is the defendant's motion to set bond
And on which cause number? Is it the motion to revoke?
on the motion to revoke. He has bond on the ag assault.
All right. So, have you all come to an agreement on the bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Court is calling 2018 CR 4056 State versus Kenneth Howie. If I can have parties announce for the record for the state
Yes, Your Honor, Aurora Pettis.
defense.
Louis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Howie.
And are you Mr. Howie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Defense is requesting a bond, and I believe you filed a motion previously. Is that correct?
I did, Your Honor.
State, have you had a chance to review the bond request?
I have not, I don't believe I got the motion, Judge, but me and Mr. Martinez have talked, so I understood that he was going to be asking for a bond.
Are you ready to proceed on the motion for a bond request?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Judge, for the purposes of the record, that was filed well before the AG's office was appointed on this case as the pro tem. So it's been on file for a while. I did not, of course, have their information when I filed it, so they weren't served on it or noticed on it, but it's been on file for a while.
All right. And
And he
then,
has been reaching out to us, Judge.
All
Mr.
right.
Martinez.
and then, state, I'm assuming that you reviewed the, motion to revoke community supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
I do not, Judge,
Just argument?
just argument.
All right, the court will hear your argument.
Judge, it's Mr. Howie's on deferred, so obviously he's entitled to a bond. We'd ask the court to set bond in an amount that's around the original bond amount, along with whatever conditions the court would feel necessary for the safety of the community and to ensure that Mr. Howie appears at any future hearings. But we've never had any problems getting them here. And so I ask the court to take notice of that.
All right, just one moment, off the record. Probation
Yes, Judge.
on Mr. Howie. He should be on deferred adjudication. And the last motion I have, if you could give that to probation, it says motion to revoke on it.
Okay. I didn't handle that. I did previously,
Oh, okay, all right.
I
good,
handled
thank-
that originally, so that may have been, that's my mistake.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
Because I saw that and I was,
Yeah.
all right, so he is not on deferred adjudication. He's on community supervision. So what amount of bond are you requesting?
I'd request a $25,000 bond, Judge, surety or cash, along with whatever conditions in the area of GPS tracking or curfews, those sort of things, that the court would see necessary to ensure the safety of the community.
All right, and state, what bond amount are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting $200,000, and that's based on the nature of this crime, the fact that he's already given probation for an assaultive offense, and the concerns of the victim. We would also ask for a stay away from the victim and the neighborhood that the victim and the defendant reside in, or were residing in at the time of this crime.
All right, and is the complainant still in the state of Texas?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
And Judge, the complainant lives in that neighborhood along with where Mr. Howie's parents live. Mr. Howie does not have another place to live. So he doesn't have any other options as to where he would live. So if the court wants to order that he stay within the confines of the home via GPS monitoring, obviously that would get us where we need to be. But I understand the concerns of the neighbor as well.
all right. And then what he's on probation for is retaliation.
Correct.
And was that someone different or the same complainant?
A different person, Judge.
And that wasn't an officer, that was
I
just,
believe that was an officer, Judge.
okay. Let me just review. And then he had a previous motion to revoke when he was on deferred adjudication, and that was an injury case.
Correct, Judge.
Okay. All right, is there anything else from either side? Any other evidence for the court to hear?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
I just reiterate that he lives with his elderly parents. He has a special needs brother there. And so obviously he doesn't have a whole lot of other options. So the court's gonna grant him bond. We'd ask that he be allowed to live at the home, but obviously a no contact order with the complainant in the new case. And either a curfew or GPS limitations to the home, I think would be appropriate in this case, Judge.
All right, so I have some concerns with him living in the home when you're saying that he has a brother who's disabled,
Yes,
because the previous motion to revoke was an injury to the child, elderly or disabled.
that was with his mother, Judge. That was resolved. He went and moved back in the home. We haven't had any issues since.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. I think the issue with him having contact with complainant will be resolved by full GPS. So I'm going to order full GPS, waive the fees, and I'm going to set the bond at $100,000.
Okay.
And do y'all already have court dates when to be back?
Judge, I need to clear that with Norma, but
All right,
Mhm.
so we can go off the record. All right, Norma, if you can speak with them by phone and see what's the good date to take care of the motion to revoke.
You haven't seen it.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson is going to talk to you all today by cell, so she'll be calling you right now so we can see what date would
Perfect.
be appropriate.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
you.
Who is here on Eddie Outlaw? Eddie Outlaw, if you come up. All right, we're set today for discovery. I don't know if this is criminal trial division or family violence.
CTD.
All right. So where are we on discovery?
We have our discovery. I conferred with the state. We have an offer. We'd like some time to go over a few things before he makes his final decision.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, and I know that these are first degree felonies. Ms. Ferguson, if you'll set this in 30 days for a plea deadline date, please.
I can do June 3rd.
All right, so we're going to come back on June 3rd. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer if you come to an agreement. If you have not come to an agreement, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand? All right, and thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's here on Matthew Tyler Moran?
President, Your Honor, he should be on Zoom.
He is. And who's the prosecutor?
It's me, Judge.
Hi,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning.
Oh, wow, that's how I look like. I told you.
Oh, yeah.
I told you, I'm chilly.
Nah. All right, so we're here for an offer is due and also discovery.
Yes, Your Honor, there's one more piece of discovery that I need to upload or ensure that it has been uploaded, and I have tendered an offer to defense.
Okay. And when will that be uploaded?
I can get that done later today.
All right, other than that, is there any other discovery?
No, Your Honor, just for the record, the only thing we're missing right now is the video interview of the complaining witness.
Mhm.
And that's what's lacking at the moment.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, put this for a plea deadline date, the beginning of June. All right, June 3rd is your plea deadline date. If an agreement is not reached by that time, your next court date is going to be a jury trial setting. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after June 3rd without good cause. Otherwise, you have to enter a plea open to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. You
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Excuse.
Yes. And Norma, he can appear by Zoom for that.